Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now, time for me is nothing cause I'm counting no A's. Nah, I couldn't be there. Nah, you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs and I'm under each snare. Intangible. Bet you didn't think, so I command you to. Panoramic view. Look, I'll make it all.
Welcome back to the Alienware Cup day second to last, because I just don't know how many days.
Hashtag Invictus Gaming, hashtag Navi,
Hashtag Alienware Cup, whatever.
hashtag.
I said at the beginning of the series that there was no way this wasn't going to 5 games.
And
I
said IG was gonna win, so
yeah, we're not doing very well here. I think Kawa should replace us, maybe, for the next time, because we're not doing a very good game at guessing. But yeah, I mean,
well, I just told people that so I could actually win more rares.
I like that. Playing the odds, playing the man. You not win against the house, you win against the other player that's sitting next to you. I like this guy. But really, I mean, IG tried at the beginning a crazy global strat, didn't work. They tried going for the super late game, didn't work. Both times the rule of their game was an alchemist, I would say. I mean, the Shadowfiend helped, and whatever Dandy was playing in the first game also helped. But it was about the alchemist getting all that fast farm, being uncontested. They couldn't find a response, and also
the Havos.
I mean, I'm just saying, right? I will not say anything.
Better than a 4. He's performing way better than he usually does. But Alchemist, Lifesteal, those are like the perfect heroes for him. Very difficult to kill. All you had to do is just right-click people, and it punishes the opposing team very heavily if they can't focus him down first, like before he pops his Rage or BKB or Chemical Rage, either of those. And I mean, he just soaked up so much damage. I really think that Alchemist has been the deciding factor in both of these games.
Should IG maybe ban Alchemist and try?
Well, they have first pick. They have first pick this time, so
they could get it. They could maybe. Get it. Who knows? Anyways, as we
Navi
say
will
that,
ban it, though.
I need you to tell me right now: will IG be able to take game 3, and should we go to game 4?
My brain says no.
Your brain says no. Your
My
heart
says yes.
Okay. With that being said, we leave you with
what about you?
And LD.
Where's yours?
Oh, whoa. Well, look at that. Ah, it's gone. It's gone. Bye.
Bye, Bruno. Goodbye, Merlini. Welcome, everybody, to the draft. It's LD and Lumi from Beyond the Summit, bringing you all the action for the Alienware Cup. Of course, the Alienware Cup, sponsored by Alienware and MasterCard. They are doing a giveaway for tickets. For more information on that, you can check out twitter.com/AlienwareCup. I won't even try to recite the directions because they are long and they are arduous, but there are 50 tickets available. The draft now underway. Navi leading this best of 5, 2-0, 1 game away in your loser bracket finals from moving on to fight against LGD China again in the grand final scheduled to be played tomorrow. And Lumi, we're going to see some Dendi Storm. We're going to see some Lifestealer bombs.
Just want to say 50 times 8. It's like 400. That's a lot of value out there, so
gotta get it.
Gotta get them hashtag going.
Get it while it's hot.
But going back in the draft, as we have Storm Spirit and Puck being banned out on the second phase by Invictus Gaming in game number 1 and game number 2, Navi says, forget that. Let's actually just pick up Storm quite early because, hey, Dandy Storm, really good Storm. And, of course, it gives you the bust for that Lifestealer to go into a middle team fight. Invictus Gaming says, all right, we'll try to exploit that in the laning phase as Outwork Destroy does outclass Storm Spirit and any other intelligence mid quite hard.
And I like how Navi constructed their draft here a lot because they see a Visage first pick from IG and they say you can't really roam with that early. You can't really put a lot of pressure on Storm early with a Visage, so we can get away with a Storm.
Right.
And obviously OD is going to beat Storm in the lane, but for Dendi, just needs to hit level 6, not die, which he's unlikely to against the support Visage. I think the way Navi have gone about picking up this Storm is very intelligent.
Also, keep in mind that Navi is not afraid to run Storm on the safe lane, as we've seen them actually do that in the past and put Havos on mid. Although with the heroes drafted right now, I'm not too sure. This could just be a straight up Windrunner mid as well, or even Windrunner support.
It's very wide open.
Yeah, very versatile hero. Of course, Navi is going to have a less of a good time on the Windrunner in the Ancient camp that we saw like in game 2.
Yeah, can't really take that trick. Doesn't really work on the Dire side. You can still farm Ancients, but it's way slower.
Right, and you take way more damage shooting. So in this gaming, we saw them to run the OD tree in the past. I'm not sure whether this is the game to do so, because if you run OD tree, suddenly your support backline has no stun. Visage and the tree, until you get level 6 for the familiars and overgrowth, they don't really do too much aside from like early game ganking, aside from like roaming. He doesn't give you any of that. So
if they do want to go for a tree, they need some carries that can do a lot of work in the mid game.
And a lot of the lockdown.
Yeah, and Gyro would be one of my ideal choices for the cooldown slow, for the burst damage. A hero that Storm, sure, he can zip in on, but if Rocket Barrage goes off, suddenly you've lost half your HP.
Right.
But no Gyro this game. I think that's a smart ban.
It's a ban for Navi every single game so far. They have recognized and identified that Zoe and YY have played this hero quite well. So
yeah, and they've taken away the Lifestealer from them as well. Something that Navi, or that IG rather, have turned to oftentimes in the past. When they were on that undefeated streak for months and months, it was Lifestealer, Lone Druid, game after game, Zhou in one lane, YYF on the other side of the map, and you could never shut down both of them. But we won't see the Lifestealer for them. Where do IG go now? They've got a Visage, they've got an OD, a strong solo mid, but can't really get active around the map, isn't going to be ganking early. Can win the lane versus Storm for sure. Dendy can't really be expected to win that matchup. Windrunner can't be expected to. They will go tree here, so, well, if they get to the mid game, they get the familiars, OD wins mid, Living Armor gives you a big boost there, you get access to Overgrowth at some point. They've got decent lockdown for Lifestealer. Overgrowth does go through Rage, so you can hold him in position. You've got Astral to kite him. I don't think it's a bad pick, but it's a very passive pick for IG.
It is really, really passive. But I have not seen IG lose a single game when they play the Tree and Protector. So it's actually going pretty good for them. Now, I know a lot of people are out there thinking, hey, but can you Rage out of the Overgrowth? And is that really a true counter? Generally, when Lifestealer initiate, he open wounds and he pops a Rage immediately to kind of ward off any incoming stuns and nukes. At that time, Tree and Protector says, okay, I'll just Overgrowth you now. Because it's very easy for him to hold on the Overgrowth. So
and he can wait because OD's got Astral as well.
Right.
So if OD's in trouble, he Astrals himself and should be able to get out of trouble.
Between OD Astral as well as Force Staff that he's likely to pick up and Living Armor, I feel like Navi is going to have a very, very tough time dealing the damage. And because they opened up the draft with both Lifestealer and Storm, it's hard for them to actually just pick up another carry and say, hey, this is our true damage dealer, right? Because now Windrunner is also a hero that requires quite a bit of farm. Navi's picking up 2 supports here. I'm not sure what 2 support could turn around the draft for them.
Yeah, you harken back to Navi when they first made their roster changes. They get rid of Arsart. Light of Heaven is still on the roster, but was basically retired at that point and ends up leaving the team. It was a new face for Navi. They picked Storm and Lifestealer for Dendy and Havost. I want to say it was like 8 or 9 games in a row, and they won every single game except for one. Lifestealer's received some slight nerfs since then. Storm, still the same hero. But they're up against something that wasn't really being picked at that time, which is the Treant with Living Armor. Good against burst damage, keeps your heroes alive a bit longer. If IG can withstand that initial onslaught of Rage, the Zip-In, the Lifestealer bombs, I think they'll win in a sustained team fight. They've got Soul Assumption spam. They can... OD just puts out insane damage over the course of the fights, but they've got to live through the onslaught. And now out comes an Enigma for Navi. So it looks like a pretty passive laning stage, a bit of a greedy draft for them. They're running a tri-core here with the Windrunner, Lifestealer, Storm as their 3 farmers, and a Jungle Enigma. But they can get away with this because IG have passive supports that cannot find kills early on. At least not without Navi making some horrible mistakes.
Right. If Navi want to pick up another support and also farm with that support, like by polling and whatnot, they could also get away with that. So Navi could farm technically 5 heroes. And OD, Tree and Protector, these are not your early game juggernauts. What Navi's also getting is a ton of crowd control. Shackle Shot, he wins games. Black Hole, we've seen Puppey land up multiple beautiful ones. And of course, Stormster and Lifestealer has pretty good ones themselves. So what Invictus Gaming need right now from their off lane is a ton of crowd control or a ton of burst damage. And I guess heroes like Nature's Prophet give it to you through items. What other...
Well, there's always the Mag.
That's
Very weak laning hero, gets pretty much crushed by Lifestealer 1v1. Doesn't do well against Storm. If they want to go for something like that, they're losing that lane for sure.
Well,
and instead, they'll go Prophet. An offlaner who can farm well in the jungle. It's a bit of a greedier offlane pick. Could mess with the Enigma if you want. You send Treants, you block the small camp, you just beat Disruptive. I mean, he can convert those, so it's not a full solution, but He can't always be converting everything, so you could slow down the Enigma in the jungle, or they could just say, screw it, we're abandoning the offlane, we're farming an early Midas, and we're angling for mid-game and late-game. We have a good defensive lineup, and we'll try to out-farm you and win it around that 30 to 40-minute mark.
I'm not sure whether I like this pick over Clockwork. I feel like Clockwork gives you better early-game defense through rocket flares, as well as a way to cancel the black hole reliably without having to farm for a side of ice. June being banned now from Navi, so it looks like, well, I think Invictus Gaming did play it in the series against DK or something.
I think they actually used it in that same game where they had the OD as well as the trio,
okay.
if I recall correctly.
So I'm slipping with my memory, but I really don't like Nature's Prophet because until he gets a quick scythe, how do you slap a black hole? Right now, Enigma waltz in and drop a black hole. Does Bird get black hole?
Yeah, they do.
They do now? Okay, so, because it used to not.
There was actually a bug in one of the earlier, and at least in Dota 1, there was a bug where the familiars would not get caught by black hole, but I saw in the patch notes, because we had this discussion a couple of weeks ago, that was fixed in Dota 1. I believe it works the same way in Dota 2.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
There's still overgrowth. You have to be pretty close. It's a bit tough, but not many ways to cancel the black hole, that's for sure.
I guess there's also Astral Imprisonment, but I think OD is going to be the prime target for that black hole. So.
And my question right now, Lumi, is what is Kuroki going to play? What's that last hero? Lina?
Insert generic support. Lina's a fine hero. It's a hero that could eat a little bit of farm from the jungle.
You sound so disappointed. Insert generic support.
Yeah, I mean, he plays a lot of support very well. If he wants to go...
There's nothing generic about Kuroki.
Keeper of Light generic support.
The K-God.
Yeah, it's just...
Show him some love.
Give
him a kiss.
All right, he's going to play Keeper, the old man, and he's going to be stacking and jungling.
How appropriate, old man Kuroki.
I don't think he's that old, right? He's 19. 20.
He's been around for... Okay, he's been around
We're
for a while.
old.
Yeah,
that's what we
old.
are. We're like...
He's been around for a while, though.
I want to say my leg is shot, my back's hurting, so I'm only 25. That's what esport does to you, man.
Bust out the wheelchairs. IG, they need that last pick. Bruno wants to see a Spirit Breaker. I will...
All right.
No, we're not going to see a Spirit Breaker.
All right, okay.
Well, it's a battle of greed now. IG get greedy. They go for a strong farming-oriented Tricore. They have 0 team fighters in that Tricore, all just farmers. And then Navi, great burst damage. Both lineups, you got to say, ultra greedy. Sensing passivity from their opponents, they'll both go for it. And now IG, we're going to see that Joe Anti-Mage. This did carry them to victory, I believe, versus DK in the previous round. But on that note, guys, it's game 3 of a best-of-5. Navi are 1 win away from advancing to the grand finals of the Alienware Cup, brought to you by Alienware as well as MasterCard and DPM Interactive, our organizer. She's still awake. She's been staying up for all the matches. Huge shout-out to DPM. Once again, there is a raffle. If you want to get a ticket, head over to twitter.com/AlienwareCup. You can find out more information about that. 50 tickets will be handed out. But on that note, we'll introduce IG, trailing 0-2 in the best-of-5. Joe, on the anti-mage, scouting things out in his own jungle on the Radiant side. Faith, your Treant Protector Chuan, playing the Visage. We will have a mid OD for Ferrari 430. And last but not least, off-laner will be YYF on the Nature's Prophet.
We got Navi going into the enemy jungle, blocking some camps. Havol's going to lead the charge on that life slip, pulled Salve as well as Tango, bought a Stout Shield and Quelling Blade, which is indicative of a safe lane. We do have Funneck here going to be going on the long lane, does have 250 gold saved up. Don't know if he's getting wards or don't know if he's saving for quick boots. We have Kuroki playing the Keeper of Light. Of course, Puppy's going to start out in his own jungle on the Enigma, and last but not least, we're going to have Dendi going up top here now, it seems like. Yeah, it is going to be a mid lane on Havos. I talked about this previously. They're not afraid of sending Havos mid and putting Dendi on safe lane. They're dodging that OD, but 430 is going to have still yet a very good time against Lifestealer.
It's actually going to be an aggressive tri-lane from IG, and this poses a bit of a dilemma for Navi because Lifestealer is much safer against the aggressive tri and much less likely to die.
Yep.
It's not the best killing tri-lane, but it's such a weak laning hero against the tri-lane in a storm that it is possible Dendi could die here.
All you need is a Grave Chill and a Mana Break.
You Grave Chill, you auto-attack him, and the Mana Burn will add up. He's a fairly squishy int hero. And they have a Jungle Enigma, something that early on can't do that much to stop you in the lane.
Look at the illusions being picked up by Visage, sending up to both camps, and that's, well, Enigma's not farming those camps, so the 1 minute in. And right now...
Will Puppy go offensive jungle? He kind of can't, because if he goes offensive jungle, Dendi is completely on an island. Just a dual lane here.
I think you just wait it out here. I mean, you're going to have one camp. This Visage Illusions is not going to die, so I think you just wait it out and go back to level 1 camp a little bit later on. No big deal.
Yeah, for Navi, though, I do like putting the Lifestealer mid because he's got a Quelling Blade, he's got Feast, you can steal all his mana, it doesn't matter. He's still going to farm. Sure, OD will farm freely as well, but with the Quelling Blade and with Feast damage, it's pretty hard to outlast hit the Lifestealer, at least until much later on.
Yep.
Although he's taking a lot of damage off the bat.
I mean, Stout Shield's not going to do too much. I mean, it is going to do some to protect you, but being a ranged hero, he always easily harass. He could disrupt to kind of destroy the creep aggro quite easily. So 430 should win this lane very, very handily.
For this tri-lane of IG, in theory, they've got a decent killing potential. Leech Seed, Grave Chill, they do have to get to level 2 to make that happen. But they're tri-laning against the Keeper of the Light. So if they don't find kills early on, then Kuroki is just going to basically drive them out of lane with constant Luminous spam. And now, they might make a go. There's your Grave Chill and Dendy. Is there a blink forward? There is. They want to surround him. No level 2 on the Tramp Protector. They can't quite kill him. He's low. Yes, they can. Soul Assumption comes through. They gave Chuan the early level 2. Faith was off the lane, and Dendy goes down in a hurry.
Yeah, and Chuan, because he is the more dominant hero in this particular engagement, you give him that level 2, the Soul Assumption, grab the kill, and there's that first blood.
The alpha support.
Yeah, the offensive anti-mage tri-lane doing some work. I can't believe I'm saying that.
This is how weak Storm is in a side lane against a tri-lane, though.
And credit to IG, right? They predicted this lane, and they threw some sort of the most awkward tri-lane up top, and it's working because they predicted the lane. So right now, IG, to me, winning 2 out of 3 lane. How are we doing on the bot lane? We haven't seen it too much, but it's YYF holding his own.
Yeah, the mid lane's very even there, so I'd call that one a bit of a wash. But YYF, 10-5 already on the Nature's Prophet. Funnick, 7-1, not doing poorly by any means, especially for an off-laner. But YYF, already level 4, and they could tower dive top. That's the other concern, is it's not just Dendy and Kuroki in this lane against the tri-lane. It's actually IG with 4 heroes top whenever they want it. Before Storm hits 6, very vulnerable. This is where Puppy's got to somehow just anticipate the movements of IG. Stay close to the top lane, maybe go for a smoke gank, create pressure elsewhere, and get IG to TP defensively. He is rotating bottom.
Yeah, he's running a gank bot, which is a very good lane to gank in, because if you get a successful gank off, you get a tower kill most likely with 6 Eidolons as well. It's very hard for these heroes to rotate in. What is the tree going to do for rotation? But the problem is you're ganking against living armor. Eidolon is going to break those charges quite quickly, but it's still something of a big concern.
The good news, though, is Havosta's farming very well. 71 damage. He's actually outlasted in the OD, 16-7.
How in the world is that happening?
It's with the Quelling Blade. I think he actually has just about as much damage as 430 here. And he was pulled heavily early on. He started with the Stout Shield, the Quelling Blade. I think it's just a decent matchup for Lifestealer. One of the lanes that he can actually, one of the few heroes that can do well against it.
Top lane, though, they're making it go against Dendy. Soul Assumption is going to fly in. That's yet another kill on Facade. Chuan having an early game impact, and of course Zoe lasting away. He's not far off.
Dendy, he sniped, or Puppy rather, he sniped the courier bottom lane on the way out. Oh, great observer ward, tucked near the pole camp, maybe hoping to gank YYF when he went to the pole, and finds his way into a courier. Bit undisciplined from YYF, could have sent it through the southern tree line, but assume Puppy was defensive jungling or not in that area, and gives up a courier.
Yep. But I think the bigger issue right now for Navi is that Dendy's dying 0-2. Generally, even if he has a tough early game, he recovers. And you see that he's trying to recover right now with the level 1 neutral camp. That's how hard they've shut him down. Kuroki should be fine because he stay behind the tree line and start illuminating, but this is not exactly where Navi wants to be.
Just one more note on that courier. I do want to mention there were no items on it right now, and it is an OD mid. So Ferrari doesn't really need the courier that badly. He doesn't need these tranquil boots because he's not taking any harassment. And YYF did get his bottle, is getting close to level 5. It's about as good as a situation as there ever is to lose a courier.
Bottle Prophet. This is something new.
Well, the OD can't really control the runes, so they're saying Prophet. YYF, that's your job. You can TP and grab them.
Also, by the way,
seems like a decent idea.
Being forced into the jungle as the harass is coming out quite fast and strong. Once you get to level 5, when you're stealing 6 intelligence, you're getting 6 extra damage per steal. So you can see that OD is getting up to almost 100 damage now.
But Havost is already there. He has phase boots.
Yeah, he has phase boot. He now has level 6, so he can sustain the lane a lot better, and he should be fine now.
And remember, he's got a Quelling Blade, so he actually hits a lot harder than 430. But that's where you have to use your Astral in a timely fashion. Mess him up when he's trying to last hit under the tower. Good play from 430. The mid lane, we'll call it a wash for now. Both heroes getting quite a bit. Top lane, they're going again on Kuroki. He's been isolated. A blink forward from Joe. Navi just losing too much in this top lane. 3-0. Early kills coming their way. Meanwhile, your Visage for Chuan was low, but will TP out. And now they want to make a go on 430 mid. They've rotated the supports. Not the supports. They've rotated Dendy as well as Puppy off the jungle, off the top lane. A roaming ganking Storm Spirit level 3 at 6 minutes in. This shows you how desperate they are. They just cannot lane top.
I think IG has figured out Navi, at least in this particular game and draft. I mean, they have absolutely no crowd control in terms of heroes, but they're just winning each individual lane. YYF teleports up top, and they're looking to break this particular tower. You got to keep in mind they're not losing much elsewhere, and even if they get any tower damage, Faye could easily heal them back up.
Yeah, YYF does fall a bit behind in terms of experience, or rather in gold, but he's level 6. He's got boots and bottle early, and he can be a big impact hero. Havost, invis up, wants to prey on the top lane. He'll amble his way up there. Phase boots are online, but who do you actually go on here? It's going to be a bit tough, I feel. IG, they're actually getting quite a few levels on their support. Havost now wrapping around. Already level 5 on the Tramp Protector. The Visage sitting pretty as well at level 3. In comes Havost looking for Faith. No engagement just yet. YYF lurking. Everybody staying close together for IG. Havost wants to spring this trap. He really wants to go on YYF here.
I think he's waiting for a living armor to be casted, and then he's going to go, because if he goes without it, he's not going to work.
Radiant Courier respawns right now. Havost still can't find his way into this lane. IG are fully prepared for Navi to try and pull their way back in with the gank, and it won't happen. 430 still farming the mid lane. They've dodged it. Now Tron will come mid, hits level 4 soon. I actually thought they would give the level priority to the Visage, but they've chosen to give it to the Treant, and now Faith is getting close to 6.
I think that's the correct choice, considering how living armor has changed. You only get the old living armor at level 7 maxed out. And Tron could easily find kills, and he has been finding kills, so it's not that big of a deal. And now IG's going to rotate to the mid lane. I don't think they're going to have an easy time pushing against Funnick, but any type of tower damage you do is fine. YYF already level 6. You can easily teleport to the bot lane. You talked about the bottle earlier. It's actually pretty good on Prophet. If he finds a random double damager in the mid game, he could actually just come in and snipe towers.
I always have to remember there was that one game that PGG played. I think he was level 1. He had a DD rune. He TP'd in and he got, I believe it was an ultra kill. So
with Nature's Prophet?
Yeah. Oh man, that was a great game. Might have been for the Beyond the Summit World Tour. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. They want to make a go on Joe, but how do they actually kill this guy? They'll have to use a black hole, and it's going to be tough. With Treads up, a Ring of Health as well. Puppy will come in. Malefice will come. He's looking. He's waiting for the blink. He'll just say, screw it. I'm black holing now, but Living Armor keeping Joe healthy. They'll pull him in. He's low. Is he going to die? He blinks north. Living Armor, too good. He might go down here. Woo! Oh, he's going to live. And that really hurts Navi, because Puppy didn't come to help the tri lane much at all. Was just jungling, hits an early level 6. You got to make that first gank work. But level 3 Living Armor is the difference, and he lives.
I think they missed Chainstone a little bit. They Black Hole first, and then you Electric Vortex. Where was the Malefice after that?
He used Malefice at the beginning.
Oh, he did. Okay, so my mistake for calling that one. So they did everything correct, and they still couldn't get a
Living
kill.
Armor OP.
Well, it's also because of Anti-Mage's
it was the build, too. He went,
stat build.
And he went for early power treads as well.
And Poor-Man Shield.
If he rushes a Naked Battle Fury, which maybe he would with that kind of start, a lot of players would have been a death. But just enough to live. If he was on agility treads, would have died there. It wasn't the case. He'll survive, and I like what IG is doing, just putting some pressure on this lane, because it means, well, Navi are going to have to send some heroes to defend so Anti-Mage can farm, and then so too can Chuan. He's getting close to level 6. And Keeper of the Light, only level 5, not quite able to stop this push by his lonesome. 430 will get the second tower of the game. IG, we're 9 minutes in. They lead 3-0. Still no kills for Navi. Trying to get on the board, trying to get Dendy level 6. He's got his Arcane Boots. He's getting closer, but still, it feels like this Storm has a long way to go to get back into Game 3.
Yeah, I don't think the Storm is getting back to Game 3. Although, with that said, you could easily find some kills with the Life Stealer and Fest Bomb, even through the tree, because the burst damage comes out so quickly. Maybe if Faith reacts a little bit slowly, you can do it. Though, who are you going to do it to? Because OD has Imprisonment. Visage is naturally tanky. Tree is naturally tanky. I think the only valid target is Nature's Prophet, and right now he's safely jungling away, trying to farm that Midas, which is about 400 away.
So if you're IG right now, all you really want to do is split push and farm.
Yes.
Even if Navi kills one of your heroes, this is kind of, it harkens back to the old school 2009 style, where you just have 3 split pushing carries, everybody farms, even if you gank one, the other 2 are farming, and you just win by out-farming your opponents. They'll have a Midas Prophet, they have an Anti-Mage who has Living Armor, and OD who's naturally defensive with a mech picked up. If they just want to split push, I think that's the safest way to go, but well, it's IG. They're a bit of an aggressive team, especially in the Chinese scene, and we'll see 4 grouped up top. They actually want to make a dive here. Oh, this is pretty bold. Black Hole is on cooldown. We'll see if they can make it work. Joe walks in. They don't have the Treant ult yet. Just because they have the mech, I guess. IG feels they can take a fight.
Yeah, I mean, instead of split push, like you said, they have the mech. They could just go all 5 top with the teleport and take that tier 2. I really don't think Navi can take that fight with Overgrowth soon to be up after the one more creep. There you go. Overgrowth's back up. I really don't think Navi can win a fight.
The problem is, though, that IG's lineup just sucks at pushing. Like, these 4 heroes, especially without familiars, there's just very little push power.
They could right-click towers. That's all you need to do a push. Here comes the TP from Nature Prophet, and there you go.
Oh, now they can push.
Right. There, and I think they could group up and maybe even go up to high ground here? Like, what is...
I don't think they'll go high ground, but they can put a bit of pressure here. Meanwhile, Navi will go for the trade. There's going to be a TP in. Joe is going to TP out. Actually, Dendy wanted to come in and pull him, but he will get back to the mid lane. The army of Eidolon, the demonic conversion, doing a bit of work. Navi still defending, standing strong. Buying time for Black Hole to cool down. Puppey has it up now, but no TP for him. And he won't be able to walk up there. Well, he won't be able to TP up there, I should say.
There's going to be rotation from Puppey here. Black Hole is available. They're making it pink. It's going to be a 5v4 situation. They zip. They want 430. Self-destruct now to transition to YYF. Worst of Overgrowth. Faith waiting for a Shackle Shot. Is going to latch on YYF. He is going to be dead. Any disruption. 430. Does he have the ultimate? He does. Not using it. Oh my god. A juke from Dandy. Black Hole's going to come. And there's going to be no Overgrowth. Gets canceled by Zoe. Zoe's coming in. Everybody's slow. Puppey's low as slow. Dandy's on the jukes here. He's not going to be able to zip away. One blink. One kill. Zoe's looking for more. He sees Kuroki, and Kuroki trying to TP out. Great TP there. Tread swap. He's going to get the kill. Zoe's playing out of his mind. Blinks back out. Don't want to fight there. It's a 3-for-3 trade, but Zoe getting a double kill there. That's going to be a great fun to the battlefield. I think his 1,000 go away. Great job by IG.
You know, if this is DK or LGD, Sylar and Bernie would probably be farming there. But Joe comes to the fight. The Mana Void cleans up everything. Without him, that was a fantastic fight for Navi. Joe being on the ball this game. You can look at him now. 2-0-4. They have 6 kills. He's been involved in every single one as an offensive Trillian anti-mage. He now has 2,500 gold. He's got his Perseverance. He just needs about another 1,000 or so for a Battle Fury. And that's a very fast Battle Fury on an aggressive Trillian anti-mage. Prophet Midas is online if YYF wants to buy it. Everything is smooth sailing for IG. They lead by 1,500 gold, but especially with Black Hole cooldown, it could be a lot more.
On the bot lane here, YYF's going to get pulled. Where is the Living Armor? It's going to be used. Overgrowth, short cooldown. Going to get dropped. Astro and Prism defensively as well. Illuminate's going to hit YYF. Shackle. And
that Shackle. That was a hackle shot right there. Maximum range. They do find 1 kill. They don't really have the mana to dive for more. Remember, Joe is farming during this time, but an important fight for Navi. They have to fight into mech. It's cooling down now. Overgrowth offline. And IG actually sitting at their tier 1 bottom. I feel this could be disastrous for them. It's a hard lineup to dive into, but with no mech, still cooling down for 20 seconds, with no OD ult and no Overgrowth, can they really stand against Navi here?
AM has a teleportation scroll. It looks like they're going to go on Faith. There is going to be a defensive disruption. Heal will go through. Here comes a TP on AM, and Puppey's on the run. Thinking about Maleficent. He's going to drop it. Shackle shot. That's going to be onto 2 as well. Zip here from Dendy. Now focusing on Ferrari. Mech on 3, 2, 1. There is going to be the mech self-disrupts again. So annoying to deal with. Now Funnick trapped behind a tree. It's just a huge cluster F in this jungle. Big Mana Void. That's going to splash off against the Lifestealer. Blink and chase, and IG will hold. You do not tower dive and tree dive against a tree, and it's just not going to work out.
There's your infest. Dendy maybe even looks to go back in here. He's walking forward. Now gets Astral. IG could group up. They have an Overgrowth, but that won't help you against Storm. You've got to find someone else. He zips away. Overgrowth from Faith. Oh, well, that wasn't going to do a whole lot anyway, but he drops it. Not the biggest cooldown. IG want to fight again. They have an OD ult, mech's cooling down, sure no Overgrowth, but their Death Ball's strong.
Their ultimates, all of them, every single
Wait, did I really just say Death Ball about a lineup with OD, anti-mage?
It's a Death Ball that doesn't die, so I guess so. None of their ultimates are online just now with OD coming back on, and they're like, yeah, guys, let's go push tier 1.
I mean, as much as IG wants to fight, they really don't need to fight. They could just sit back and farm. Here comes Navi. Dendy smoked up, wants to jump right back in. He's got a payload. He's carrying a Lifestealer bomb. In comes the Trans, but not scouted because they are under cover of smoke. IG defensively positioned behind their tower. 4 heroes camping there. Now Joe will apply some pressure mid. Battle Fury very close. I believe just needs the broadsword. Indeed he does. He's only 350 gold away. You really got to credit the position of IG. They just understand Navi very well. They know Navi want to come back in, and they're sitting so far back.
Those trees are getting chopped off by the power shot. The Illuminate's going to get channeled. Shackle shot, that's going to hit on 430. You make that zip. Where's the mech? Where's the Overgrowth? Where is the heal? It's all coming right now, but 430 in big trouble. Teleportation from Anti-Mage. He wants Kuroki. He's going to get Kuroki. Courier flying in the middle of the team fight. Not sure what's delivering, but somehow 430 is still alive. What is going on with Living Armor? Ice Frog, Bruno, somebody do something. Obosis on the run. Rage is going to be running out very soon. Is he going to be able to TP out? I don't think so, because Zoe has found him. Teleportation from YYF, and that's going to be yet another kill.
Team wipe for IG. Well, Lumi, we might be headed to a game 4 because this is getting a little out of control. They are running a tri-core. None of their carries, none of their farmers actually have much team fight, but Living Armor, the early mech, making the difference here. I believe Chuan's Familiar was mid-stun animation, ended up canceling the Black Hole there. Wasn't 100% clear on what canceled it, but the Black Hole for Puppey.
I think Mana Void did it.
Oh, was it a Mana Void? Okay. Either way, just can't get off a huge black hole, and without it, Navi just don't have the burst. Their lineup is built around burst, and IG's lineup is built on outlasting you, and with the good start, Navi just can't kill anyone in time. They get living armored, they get mech'd, they get astraled, and they live, and they turn it around.
That was a full duration shackle shot stun on 430 who has the mech, and he didn't die throughout that team fight. They landed it, it didn't matter at all. And that was a Stormster as well as a Lifestealer, the two highest damaging hero flying in. That didn't do any damage. How is Navi going to win a single team fight right now? I can
tell you right now, if IG win this game, I will be shocked if Navi does not ban Tree or pick it themselves, because that hero is doing so much work this game. Dendy's coming in, wants to go on Chuan. IG says, great, let's fight now. Shackle will connect on 2. Zhou, however, pretty damn tanky. Hard to bring down. Overgrowth has been saved. Now a defensive Astral. Still Zhou fighting out. Probably needs to blink out. They've got the Overgrowth. They'll pop it now. OD cooling down. Havost held in position. Funnick as well. Monovoid is there. Slam Jam from Zhou. Hunting Zhou. Or rather, hunting Havost, who now could get sprouted. Is in a lot of trouble. He'll Quelling Blade out. He armlet toggles. He infests. He's going to live. But all he's doing is living now. And now Dendy goes back in on Faith. Great pickoff from him. Blinking forward is Zhou. Zipping away is Dendy. And that infested creep marches forward. Will they actually look to fight here?
They're pushing. But Faith, by the way, just ruined their perfect...
oh, that creep. It's not that one. It's the other one to the right. It's going to get denied soon. IG are camping Havost. He'll rage. He'll try to run away. Oh, he's baiting with this armlet. I don't know should be chasing this. No, puppy. That's not where you want to be. Gets astraled. No, actually, IG playing very cautiously here.
They don't see Storm, but Storm's back in base. So.
Again, they can fight now, but if they just want to farm, that really favors them.
Yep.
You have a Battle Fury Anti-Mage, a Midas Prophet against a Lifestealer who has Phase and Armlet, and a Storm who has Arcane Boots. You are not going to lose in a farming war.
I think if Zhou goes Vlad's right now, they're going to be absolutely A-okay. Mostly physical damage coming out from Navi. There is some magical burst, but Vlad's giving everybody some +5 armor. Double Medallion picked up on both teams. That's going to be increasing the damage of the right clicks.
Yeah, the Medallion, a great little pickup against Lifestealer. One of his weaknesses as a carry is he doesn't have the best base armor. His agility gain is mediocre. And with this also somewhat negates the armlet. So they'll actually have quite a bit of physical damage. The familiars are going to be hitting a lot harder. And also, what it's really about here is Roshan. If either team wins a big fight, IG or Navi could be looking at an early Rosh. If Navi can sneak one, if they can win a fight and take a Rosh, they could be right back in this game. But as it stands now, IG, the better farming lineup, the better late game lineup, I feel, and, well, they've got a commanding advantage here. Now leading by 8k gold, 3k experience. Navi, they were close to slamming the door in Game 3, but it looks like if IG play their cards right, they'll take it to a Game 4, trailing 2-1.
Although, with that said, you got to be damn sure that you're going to take the Aegis against a Storm being handled by Dendy. So he better be dead, and he better has no buyback.
You know, YYF should really be scouting with his trance more. He should be
He has been walking around up the ramp. He isn't doing it now, but he has been.
Okay, because they really need to have some at Roshan. That's the biggest concern is Enigma can solo Rosh by himself. And let alone if he's got any kind of backup. With a Medallion, it could drop pretty quickly. They've seen the Medallion of Puppy at this point. It's important to maintain discipline. For the time being, he is jungling, but look to Navi to maybe try and sneak one as this game goes on.
And teammates farming the jungle, the courier's flying through, so for his sake, hopefully he doesn't die. It's going to be a
That is a very bold place to deliver an item.
Against a Stormster, right?
Against the Storm, against the Lifestealer, who could be infested inside him. He'll actually end up okay. Now Zhou will TP top and continue farming here. He's your lead farmer this game. 10k net worth, 122 CS, 5, 0, and 7. He's been involved in all but one kill as an offense to try an anti-mage. Well, Zhou so far turning out to be the big story of this
Zhou
game.
in big trouble.
I jinxed him.
Armor.
The jinx is strong here at Beyond the Summit. Zhou's going to get black hold. Malefist and go down. Oh, Lumi.
What got them that kill was the Medallion. Great pickup by Puppy. Living armor or not, man. The burst damage was quick. It increased not only the island damage, it also increased feast damage output. And they needed every bit of damage to get that kill. I'm surprised that Anti-Mage should not go Vlad's or Vid Booster, any type of early game survivability. I think he got a little bit greedy with a Yasha pickup. It's going to be a good item later on, though. But for now, he's not surviving.
Teleport in mid lane. YYF directly into the middle of 3. Oh, he's feeling confident. This could be a mistake. There's your defensive Astral. Dendy trying to zip here and there. And now might be able to get away. Puppy taking some damage. Dendy driven back. Overgrowth has already been used. Dendy still has mana. Trying to bait this one out. He'll zip to the right. He will be able to escape. More mana delivered by Kuroki. Well, that's the power of living armor. That's the power of Astral. Otherwise, YYF would have just been suiciding in there, but ends up being A-okay.
We would have called him ROTK, but Oh,
I was
trying
trying
to
not to
TP
say
out,
that.
zip. Not going to be there. Dendy a little bit too slow on that reaction. Back on the bot lane. You can see that right now, Navi trying so hard as we see a blink forward. Is there going to be a Mono Void usage? Nothing just yet. He's waiting for yet another blink, but you don't want to blink in there. Force staff forward here. Funnick, where's the Mono Void to cancel it? There's a slam, and there's a jam. Good play.
And that's going to be an ultimate orb soon for Zhou, getting a little bit more, a little bit close to that. Once he gets a Manta style Navi, they're going to have trouble locking him down. You can Manta out of Malefice, and it's just going to make, he's also just going to be tankier. And I already feel they're struggling to burst him down. They really need more items. Havos needs to get his next damage item. He's 2,700 gold. We'll see what he goes for. Something like a Basher. Additional lockdown would be decent. A Desolator wouldn't be too bad, but they need more damage on him. And they desperately need something on Denny. He's gone triple no Talisman. You almost never see this. This is a sign of a struggling Storm Spirit. For Dendy, 2, 4, and 4. They've done a great job of shutting him down this game.
It's hard for Navi to get any items because they have no gold. If you look at the tower count, IG is leading by 5 towers, as the only solo mid is the only tower on the mid lane is standing, and they're not getting towers because of living armor. Hashtag 264 because no gold for the supports, no gold for anybody else.
You and your hashtag. Zhou will take the creeps mid, will blink back into the trees. That Manta style only about 850 gold away. Chuan lurking at the top lane. He's using his familiars somewhere else. They're actually farming the lane while Havos is clearing out the creep wave. So both teams sitting back farming. Biding time. Again, I feel this really favors IG. They have the Prophet. They have the Midas, the Battle Fury. Their lineup scales better with farm, with 2 natural hex carries, with 2 really hard carries in OD and Anti-Mage. And Navi, unfortunately, just can't take fights. Their lineup was predicated on constant aggression and pickoffs in the mid-game. Lifestealer bombs, early tower dives, black holes, a quick macro BKB on the Enigma, lots of early clashes, but when you have this bad of a start, your ability to fight like that is really limited. So for Navi to come back, they just need to have scrappy engagements. Find pickoffs, avoid 5-on-5 clashes against IG's full assault, or if they're going to fight, they need a perfect black hole. Navi just have to outplay IG, otherwise there's no way they're coming back.
Yeah, it's hard for Navi for them to do anything else. You can see the pushing is not really working out. Funnick trying to get that tower down. Wrath of Nature slows things down, as well as living armor on these towers.
And YYF is on the ball. Sends the Trance into the Roshan pit. It looks like Navi were setting up for a potential Roshan sneak there, but no way they're doing it. Not with this watchful Prophet keeping an eye on things.
They are going to get a tier 1 though, so Funnick been trying at this tower for a long time, or are they? No, teleportation goes back in. IG Zo's right here.
The first tower of the game will be a denied tower.
No,
it'll be living armor.
It will be healed.
GG. Balance spell. It's a good spell. Living armor is for sure. And we'll see IG continue to farm. Ghost Scepter up on 430. They just need to farm. If they just keep on farming, there's just nothing Navi will do. If this gets late enough...
Oh, you mean IG just needs to farm. Yeah.
Like, I think they could actually still take some fights here, but... The pressure is all on Navi. They have to make things happen around the map. They don't really have the items to do it. It'll be up to IG to make mistakes.
Yeah, now Zo has a Manta Cell, so that gank that they did earlier is not going to work out. Shackle Shot, that's going to latch, so are they going to have any follow-up? No, just a little bit of harass coming out from IG.
Come over here, Funnick, Show says. There'll be phase boots, he'll jump away. Yeah, you can't fight against this anti-mage. Nobody can 1v1 this guy. He's still chasing Funnick. A bit low on mana Funnick was, but I think that would be too far to go for the kill.
Here comes the Storm Spirit. If he actually sets up a good Shackle Shot, you get a kill on Faith. Ooh, it is going to land, but he is invisible. You're pulling him away from the trees. He's going to get revealed. Dendy zipping and jumping
over. Joe blinking forward. Mono Void to fly. No! Dendy zips one more time. Instead, Funnick has to take the bullet. Somebody in the Secret Service should hire this one because he just took one for the team there. Havos going to fall. Kuroki on the run, and Kuroki to fall next. This anti-mage, too friggin' big. Puppy, no way out, no escape, no rest for Navi. Game 3, all but in the books at this point. IG leading by 8k gold, 5k experience with a tri-core, ultra-hard carry late game lineup, taking the tier 2s mid. Well, they've found a solution, at least for Navi in this game. We'll see the tower go to Chuan, and IG look to breach the high ground 25 minutes in. With this lineup, they're breaching high ground at 25 minutes. Did I mention they're really far ahead? They're really far ahead.
It's a push strat with Treant Protector, guys.
Yeah, Treant Protector good at everything.
Yeah.
Good at laning, good at pushing, good at defending. This guy does it all.
He's actually not, but we'll leave it at that.
Well, he's working out in this case.
He is.
And IG are going to take their first lane of Rax. Navi maybe waiting for one last hurrah here. A big black hole. If it's perfect, they could at least find some kills. Zhou sticking around. Shackle will connect. Chuan not moving away. Now Puppy gets stunned. The familiars are in. 430 still alive. Black hole for Puppy. Catches 2. Faith is still alive. Zhou alive as well. Puppy the first one to fall. There's your Mono Void. And this looks to be the fun ending now. Zhou jumping forward, leaping forward. On to Kuroki he'll go. The blinding light keeps him alive. Havo still trying to fight, but just getting kited. Ghost Scepters, blinks left, right, and center. Zhou still fighting. Dendi's found one, but he's probably going down here. Look for one more blink from Zhou. He'll slap Dendi down with those big side blades. Funnick force staffing to the high ground. A triple kill for Zhou. Anti-Mage is still at full HP, 3,200 gold. Navi are fighting on, but Chuan won't go down easy. Havos no way out here. One more nuke to end them all. Out of options. Funnick driven back, a buyback from Havos. Navi just want to get a few more kills.
Oh my god, they want Zoe, they want YYF. Where's the zip? Stormster zips to the left. They don't see him though, because he's invis up, and now the chase goes the other way, because, well, Dendi, he should be fine.
My god, Dendi could be in trouble here. He's low on mana, blinking forward. He's got a mana void, actually short on the mana to use it. He toggled his treads. Dendi will jump away and might live to fight another day, but they just bought back, I don't even know how many heroes. Lifestealer, Storm, accomplishing nothing. They now trail by 14,000 gold, 12,000 experience. They're toast, Lumi.
I think IG just outpicked Navi so hard here. I don't think IG play particularly expertly. I mean, they didn't make too many mistakes. They play really well in the bot team fights. But for the most part, it's the laning that took advantage.
I think it's part of it's the picking, but I think it's much more just the way they laned it. It was really clever.
Yep.
They knew it would be a safe lane Storm. They correctly predicted. If that's a Lifestealer, Lifestealer doesn't die to that
Trialing does not do a single thing.
Yeah, and OD mid would have done actually. OD is still going to beat your Storm mid heavily. Maybe Storm even dies, but it'll at least get level 6 quickly.
To be fair, I mean, if you lane Anti-Mage offensively against a Lifestealer, if you drain away his mana with Mana Break,
maybe
it takes a lot harder. It takes a lot longer to get that kill, but they could still, in theory, do it.
I think it's just they didn't really have a great way to lane the Storm is the problem. OD will beat him mid. Anti-Mage tri-lane will crush him in the top lane, and they just got punished.
Well, it looks like they're going to try to force a Roshan fight. I don't think they want to or should, because there is a Storm on the map. Just go push the bot racks. They're a lot stronger. But here comes the Navi smoke on the back. There is no black hole for 55 seconds.
Call it a complexity smoke gank, because they are wrapping all the way around. They're going to head towards mid. Straight up the Radiant lane. Can they find that perfect initiation? So many ways to cancel a black hole. The BKB is not online for Pup yet, and that really hurts them. Joe, back into the pit for him. Now a Reaver. I just don't know if they can kill him. They will find a courier, though. The Radiant Courier falls, and you actually see what it has. Nothing was on the courier at that point. 430, Shackle to fly. Won't connect. On the front side of the fight, it's Chuan. Now Zhou leaping forward. Manta style deployed, going on to Puppy here. Blinding Light will prevent the damage for a time. And now, still looking for an opening. 430 comes in. Zhou at full HP. Full mana, no, mana a little bit low, actually gets mana leaked. While that's happening, Dendi leaps forward. On to YYF, a great defensive Astral. Dendi low in mana, Zhou cleaning house on the backlines, 430. Not getting away this easy, Dendi. 430 will clean him up. Zhou, a double kill, a monster kill. Navi are bleeding from every pore in their bodies. IG is just smacking them around. And Navi still hanging on. While this is happening, they lose their ranged racks to creeps. This is not going well for Navi.
And now IG waltz into the Roshan pit. They have the damage output to take this down, and this should be it. Storm Spirit is dead. There is buyback available. Are we going to see some plays? I don't think there are going to be any plays. Havos cannot rage walk in the ticket because of overgrowth, although it is on cooldown.
He wanted to do something. He's like, how can I get this Aegis? And he goes down the list, and every single possibility X'd out. No way in there. Yeah. Now there's a hard on Zhou, and he's got gold on top of it. And IG, if they just want a 5-man top, they can do that now. They don't have a courier, so Zhou won't actually be able to get his heart unless he goes home. That's a small consolation for Navi.
Yeah, he doesn't need heart.
Small consolation.
He needs mana.
They weren't killing him when he just had Manta Battle Fury. They're certainly not killing him now.
He actually needs mana right now because he's very far away from activating multiple blinks as well as a Manta through that mana leak that...
Oh, is he going to get the heart? I think he's going to get the heart.
It's all good.
We'll farm some Ancients here. We might even see him stack them. Let's see how efficient Joe is feeling. Tries to kill them and then blink away in time. And he'll... no? Very inefficient. No. What? That shouldn't have happened. It looked like he was still in the box, but just barely gets out in time.
Hashtag efficiency, hashtag value.
Yeah, he's more efficient than me. What the hell do I know? Now up to 3k gold. Can get a Talisman of Evasion here as well as his Heart of Tarask. And if he does that, good luck. Because the only hero that really hurts him anymore is the Lifestealer. And if Havost is missing his bashes, missing his feast auto attacks, then Zhou's not dying. I think I've said it 50 different ways.
I mean, is there any conceivable way that Navi could snowball back in the game by winning a couple of team fights and taking some tier 1s? Because these towers are on the map, they're big money bags.
5-man Black Hole, 5-man Illuminate, 2-hero Shackle.
You're asking for a lot.
Otherwise, no. How are they going to kill this anti-mage? Look at Joe. He doesn't even care to go home for his Heart of Tarrasque. He's got 2,300 health, 15 armor, and he's farming creeps when he sees a bunch of Navi heroes on the high ground. Doesn't even care. Not afraid in the slightest. In fact, he's about to go and blinks on Denny. There's your scythe. This could be trouble, not just for Denny, but also for Hervos, who now might try to... Well, there's a black hole, but how much does it actually do? 430 YYS starting to drop Overgrowth. Faith works his way around the black hole, will end up dropping it. Now with no black hole, Navi in a whole lot of trouble. Kuroki retreating out, Joe giving chase. He doesn't have a Mana Void, no way to cancel this TP. Needs a few more auto attacks, can't bring him down. Now blinking on Funnick, who tries to Force Staff, and at long last, Navi took their licks, took a few extra punches, then got a swirly from IG, and, well, they will drop game number 3. The score now 1-2 in this best of 5.
Trio P. That's all needs to be said.
Joe's anti-mage is winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
14-1 and 13. 2 kills not participated in. I don't think I've ever seen a more dominant anti-mage performance in my life.
I don't think IG is one of those teams that says, hey guys, anti-mage is one of our best heroes. Let's just pick it and just try to do something with
yeah,
it.
it fit the draft, so they went for it.
And it fit the lanes.
Yeah.
They went for it. So maybe that's why they're winning so much. Where you see LG China, DK says, I don't know what to pick. Let's go with anti-mage because we have, Burning, we have all the other, we have Sylar.
That tree. That tree pick. Is this the start of a 3-0 turnaround for IG? Are they going to somehow take down Navi 2 more games in a row and fight their way back to the grand finals?
You know how Wisp is for the Western teams?
Yeah.
I think Tree might be that for IG because they're 3-0 with Tree right now.
Secret weapon.
Yeah, Alienware Cup. So it could be it.
Of course, guys, this is the Alienware Cup, brought to you by Beyond the Summit, made possible by our sponsors, Alienware, MasterCard. We are doing a giveaway for tickets. If you want to go check it out, head over to twitter.com/AlienwareCup. Directions are there, but Game 3 now a wrap. It's going to be 1-2, favoring Navi. We'll head into Game 4 soon, but before we do that, Merlini, Bruno, well, what happened there?
5 games, man. I told you.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. It's all prepared. I told you beforehand, a couple of days ago, that it was going to be a very epic series.
None of these games have been very close, though.
No, not really. But, I mean, when you look at it as a general idea, it's like the swings, Navi dominating one game, IG dominating the other one, means that you can't predict what's going to happen.
Right.
I think it all comes down to the picks.
In the laning.
Ig drafted very smartly, and they laned very smartly.
Yeah, they laned incredibly well. I don't remember the last time I've seen anti-mage off lane.
Yeah.
Pretty good by them. I mean, Dendi got shut down hard. We saw, I forgot what team it was, but they shut down Supers.
Yeah, Super Storm Spirit as well.
And if you get off to that bad of a start as Storm, it's just...
you can't do anything.
You can't do anything at all.
You can't do anything. But then again, the tree worked. Tree, I don't think it's OP. Again, as I said before, the way you actually have to work against the tree is that you have to be communicating with your team a lot, knowing when the living armor goes up, when it goes down, so that you can actually try and make something happen. Of course, sometimes the grip weight doesn't allow you. You can't be perfectly synchronized, but I don't think there was a particular mistake from Navi's lineup other than just being outplayed in the laning stage.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Enigma used to be popular, and then people started doing aggressive triple lanes.
Right.
And then Enigma was absolutely useless, and now circles come full. The thing comes full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a camera here.
I don't know what that's for.
I don't know. I want to take a picture. Wait, where's the camera?
Product placement.
I know.
This is some inception here.
Bam, I'm taking a picture of the camera.
Taking a picture of a camera inside of a camera.
Wait, this is record. What's taking picture? Oh, here it is.
Why are we taking a picture?
Brunoception.
Again.
Bam.
So again, I think Alchemist,
keep talking.
Alchemist is a pretty big factor here. If they can take away the Alchemist, they can actually contest the triple lane, or they can choose to contest on farm. In this game, they try to aggressive triple lane, and I think if you aggressive triple lane versus Alchemist, he just goes a non-greedy build with 2 stun or 2 acid spray, just crushes your lane, and then he'll just farm it up later. But you're almost guaranteed to lose that lane, and then subsequently the rest of the game.
Bruno is clearly listening to you very carefully here.
I hope IG drafts as well as they did in the last game for the sake of my rares and for the sake of an exciting tournament. I think, again, giving Western teams Wisp, generally a bad idea. We saw IG try and use it in Game 1. Didn't really work out. They have something a little bit different for Game 3, which is exciting to see. But, again, I think one key is really to just ban out Alchemist or have a solution versus it, which no one really has a good one for. A good solution.
I agree entirely. No one.
Fuck off. You guys?
Fuck off indeed, Bruno. Fuck off indeed. Lumi's off to play some Puzzles and Dragons here as well.
You gotta get the value, man. My stamina just came back.
He's getting that value.
Yeah,
but
gotta be efficient.
I mean, I thought we're running some ads, getting some dollars. What else we gotta talk about? You picked Team.
I think everyone's losing it, guys. It's the second to last day for the Alienware Cup, and well, this series could go the distance. Now 2-1. Navi, they do drop a game. They won't sweep IG, but still in pretty comfortable position. They'll need to win one more for IG.
Game 5.
Gotta win 2.
Game 5. Let's go.
And Game 5, will Arsart resurrect? Will Artstyle return to Dota?
He's on the plane right now. He's almost landing.
You'll have to hang around to find out. Before we get to Game 5, though, IG will have to slog it through Game 4. Let's see if they can do it. Of course, this is the Alienware Cup brought to you by MasterCard, Alienware, and DPM Interactive. Be sure to follow them on Facebook, Twitter, all of them /Alienware Cup. Head to the alienwarecup.com website, and if all else fails, you can go for a raffle. 50 tickets being handed out. The directions are tweeted out on Alienware, twitter.com/Alienware Cup. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast today. We'll be right back after these messages with Game 4. IG now trailing Navi 1-2.